let's look at page 38 and talk about free response or grading this free response. Every free response, every one of the 6 free response questions gets 4 points. Okay, so let's talk about what you needed to be able to get your 4 points on this. So first and foremost, in order to tell if there's bias going on, you really needed to identify what population you're generalizing to. You need to know who are we trying to represent so that you know if they did a good collecting method to represent that population. Okay, so here, it says in here, who are they trying to represent? Students living in the dormitories. That right there. Students living in the dormitories who think that the quality of the food should be improved upon, okay? So that's who we're trying to represent, students living in the dormitories. All right. So based on that, do you think that the first 100 students entering the dining hall would be representative of all students living in the dormitories? Okay, especially when it comes to the food quality. All right, so what kind of bias is going to be happening? What is this convenience sampling? What's happening with this? Okay, good. So under coverage is going on because what is causing under coverage? Okay. So what's the quality of the students going into the lunchroom that's going to not be like all the others? Okay, good. Because students going into the cafeteria or whatever, going into the dining hall like the food and may not represent all dorm students. Okay, so that's what they're looking for. They want a connection also to that you're trying to represent all dorm students. Okay? So that it is not representative of all dorm students. Okay, now that's worth 1 point. The other point comes from suggest how the sample could have been selected and to avoid that bias. Okay, so how could we have done this differently? Put 100 students in a bag, or wait, we want to get 100 students. Yeah. Put who in a bag?
The students.
All. There you go. Okay, very good. Put all dorm students in a bag. Shake well. And pick out 100. That would be great. Whenever I first did my information on this, I didn't include the actual how you did it. I just said randomly select 100 dorm students, and I wouldn't have gotten credit for that. If you say randomly select 100 dorm students, that's not telling somebody how to do it. Tell somebody how to do it, not what you need to do, how to do it. Okay, so put all the dorm students. Did anybody say stratify by the dorms and then pick some from each dorm? That would be fine. Stratify by dorms and then make a bag out of each dorm and pick 10 from each dorm or whatever. Okay, so that is how you would get 2 points. 1 point from explaining the bias and 1 point from correctly explaining how to do it. Fix the problem. Okay, moving down here. What is the wrong with the way the question was worded? What's bad about it? Yes. The first and the third parts of the question. Very good. You did not have to list both of them, but one or the other. So saying that many students don't like it, right? First saying many students don't like it, that might influence people to, influences. I'm not going to... influences the response because people want to be like the other people, okay, to be like the others. I'm kind of shortcutting. This isn't perfect grammar and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so, and then what was the last part? That might have been more obvious. What was that about? Yeah, even though it may increase costs. So even though money may increase, okay? So that is obviously, I mean, that always influences my response, okay? So that one also is going to change their response because people won't want to pay more, so then they're going to not correctly answer on the food quality. Okay, so that is 1 point. So saying that is 1 point. And then what do you think is the last point? Rewriting it. Okay, so how would you rewrite it to avoid bias? Taking out those parts, right? So let me see here. If all you put was this, you know, do you think that the quality of food served here needs improvement? Then you would be good. So just do that section right there, and then you're golden. Okay, I think that says all you need to say. All right, so that would get you the 4th point. So see how many points you would have gotten through on that actual free response question, your first try at it. That's how you would have gotten 4 points. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, so this one, did you strap me cat? Did you strap me cat this? Strat me cap. Okay, I will tell you that that's what I expected you to do. That you started with, did you say, start with what?
100 volunteers.
Okay, start with 100 volunteers to wear their boots, okay, and then what?
That live in Seattle and
Randomly assign them by putting them in a big bag and pulling out 50 of them to do what?
And shaking well.
Shake well.
Oh, shake well. Ooh, I forgot that. That would have been bad. Shake well and pull out 50 to go to what? Treatment.
The old waterproof.
Old waterproofing method, and 50 to go to the new waterproofing method. Good. And then what's this, ME? Measure each what?
Said, explain the different groups. You have to put the description. Measure and evaluate both boots.
Okay.
Water damage.
Okay.
On a scale from 1 to 5.
So measure each boot's, or each boot's water damage on a scale of 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 or whatever. Okay, good. So we started with the 100, randomly assigned them with a big bag to the 2 treatments, measured each boot's water damage. Okay, and then what's this? Compare the what? Average number of water damage for the 2 groups. Okay, so if you did that, you did what was called a completely randomized experiment, and that's what I taught you on Friday. And completely randomized means you did not do any grouping except for just randomly assigning them to the treatment groups, okay? Now, that would have actually, because you haven't learned another method yet, that would have gotten you partial credit. Okay, if you wrote all of that, at this point you would have gotten partial. We're going to learn something today that would make it better, because is anybody afraid that some people will have, some people have jobs that wear and tear their boots more than other people that have jobs? What if all of the easy job people get put in one group that has the new method? And what happens if all the people that work outside and are really rough and tough on their boots get the old method? What's that going to do? Let me explain. You know, what if you're 100 people, you got the easy on boots jobs here, and the hard on the boots jobs here. And these ones got the new method, and then these ones got the old method. What is going to happen? Will I be able to say who, that the reason that this did better is because of the new method? Okay, think about this. Okay, in fact, you know what? You know, is new method the cause? Is new method the cause of it being better. Okay, so I want you to, because I think your brain is, you're right now just sitting and listening. So I'm going to have you say something to your partner. So listen to me before I have you tell your partner something so you know what you're about to have to do. You're about to have to turn your brain back on because y'all all have gone into after lunch sleep mode. Okay, so one group, just by pure randomness, got a whole bunch of people in it that have jobs easy on the boots. And those were the ones I was going to put the new waterproofing method on. These are people that work inside all day. And just by pure randomness, this one got a whole bunch of people that are hard on boots. They're outside doing construction. They're out there outside getting lots of stuff on their boots all the time. And they had the old method. So upon me saying this group is the best, can I say the new method is the reason? So tell your person why you can't say the new method is the best. You have 10 seconds. Go.
Should we get a stamp before doing the shake well?
Oh, I don't know. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Possibly.
Our whole table should get a stamp.
Okay. Why did you say? Why can you not just say, yay, new method, you're the best?
There's a
Go ahead.
There's a lurking variable.
And what is the lurking variable?
The working method.
The working method. So it's actually, it's a confounding variable that's clouding the issue so we can't claim a cause. It's making us not be able to tell if it was the people working inside, if it was not wear and tear on the boots, or if it's the method, the new waterproofing method that was the best. Okay? So that's a problem. We're going to learn how to control that today. That's our goal today, is to learn how to control that. Now, before we do that real quickly, let's go on down here to could your design be double blind? So what would that do?
That would prevent the people from deciding which boot is better.
Okay, good. So can it be? And your answer would be yes, it can be. Okay, so yes. Now, let me tell you, here's how you get credit on the AP exam for this. You had to do two things. You had to say yes, and you had to describe kind of the definition in context. So what would it mean to be double blind? If the boot wearer, right? The wearer, and who else? The evaluator, the person who's going to measure the waterproofing on a scale of 1 to 5 or whatever, do not know which, I need context in here. I cannot just say which treatment. I want to say which what? Which waterproof method was being used. Okay, so you had to communicate to the grader that you know the definition and that you're doing it in context of the problem, not just spouting out a blank definition, okay? So that's how you would get your 2 points there. So to get the 2 points on top, you had to correctly do this whole randomization procedure and do it a blocking method, which you haven't done. Y'all did completely randomized, so y'all got 1 point on top. Everybody did, because I hadn't taught you that, and then hopefully you got the 2 points down there. So y'all probably just got 3 points on this, which is great. That's all you were prepared to do. Okay, any questions on that? Then we're going, okay, so no, that's something else. Okay, so